Hello and welcome to Destiny Digits. This is the expression number 4 reading. So your expression number talks to you about your potential, what you can ascend to or grow to in life. And so as a 4, you have the ability to grow into a teacher, a builder. This is somebody who's very stable, steady, consistent, logical. People would consider you to be reliable. Like you're the kind of person that everybody can count on. They know that no matter how tough the challenge, the obstacle, they trust you to be able to get through it, right? So you are a rock, not only for self, but for many. You're just a very helpful, persevering type of person. So this expression spread is almost like a progress report to see where you are in that energy of the 4 that you carry, right? So let's check in. It's a 5-card spread. The first card talks about what's over and done with. The second card is what's over, but we're still affected by the energy. Third card is where am I heading? Fourth card, this is what I expect. Finally, the 5th card, this is what I'm supposed to learn. And then I always like to take note of the bottom of the deck just in case we have energies that are related. So let's start off with card number 1. What is over and done with? So we have let go of being a martyr. Find a balance between giving and receiving. It is not healthy to give so much that you feel ill or exhausted. And so this pretty much is talking about self-deprecation. This is kind of like the energy of a 6. And so 6 is about equal give and take when things are balanced. But at times, with the strength that you carry as a 4, sometimes because you are so orderly and self-disciplined and practical, you can at times use your energy to fill in the gaps for others, right? And so not that you're codependent, but codependent people can kind of be drawn to you and be attracted to you just because of the amount of power that you put out and because of the consistency, right? And this is in any area. This is in love, this is in work, this is in family, this is in finance. It doesn't matter. Your energy is always going to be with you and you will use it in any situation you're in. But obviously this is just saying that there are situations, and we know that this is involving others, where you gave too much, right? You gave too much because you were looking for an outcome to better yourself, to better others, and to just kind of uplift and move situations forward. But when we are in relationships with others, and when we do not have healthy boundaries, when we are not protecting our energy, and when we are not conscious of our output, before you know it, you're depleted, you're on E. And so if you could just look, I love when we have images that kind of match up. If you just look at the image of the character and let go of being a martyr, and then look at the card beneath, the 5 of Pentacles, both same, head down, sunken posture. This is somebody who's kind of like over and done with it. Whatever it is, it's taken your energy, it's depleted you, it's exhausted you. So let's talk about the 5 of Pentacles. 5 is a number of change, but this is about changing through your discomfort, right? This is a card where obviously someone is feeling discomfort. Sometimes we say, left out in the cold, abandoned, lacking. This could be a card that just talks about some form of poverty. Something is missing, right? There's something that's needed that's not present, and in return that makes you feel like, you don't have enough. And so maybe this is legit finance because it is Pentacles, but I really feel like this is about energy, right? Because you can't earn or create abundance without the proper energy. You know what I mean? And so this is just saying that the energy that you were putting into people and places and things were taking the best of you, and they were leaving your tank empty. And so I see this reading, before we even go any further, the fact that the first card talks about what's over and done with. This is about you recognizing your power. This is about you not squandering your power and giving it away to people, places, and things that really don't honor your value and don't return all that you have given to them or it. Beneath the Five of Pentacles, we have change. So 5 is a number of change, but then we have the word change under the Five of Pentacles. And so sometimes we can be in situations that are so uncomfortable that they force us to change our patterns of behavior, right? And so that's what I see this is. You're over and done with this energy, but you almost had to do it until you got tired of this being your outcome, this being your story, this being your reality. The change card says, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And so if you want to grow past this being a martyr, this self-deprecation, if you want to go past this energy, it does require change, and sometimes change is uncomfortable. But in this situation, I feel like this is something that you embraced. You wanted to see a difference in you. You wanted to see a difference in the people and places, things that you were attaching and giving yourself to. And so this is not always easy to do, Fours, because you are stable. You are a builder. You're a builder of people, places, and things, right? And so realizing what is worth your time is really going to be a lifelong lesson. But it is a lesson that is empowering, because when you know how to use your energy, and when you know to hold it, when you know to give it, when you really understand that, you'll never be on E, right? And so let's look at card number 2. This card talks about what's over, but maybe we're still feeling the effects of it, right? And so it says, assert your authentic needs in a kind, confident tone. Speak your needs rather than hiding them. Empower yourself by being authentic. And so all of the situations, people, places, and things that seem to take more than they gave, that's no longer anything that is going to happen in your life again, right? Now, you still may be working through those energies, but you definitely have decided through and through that as you move forward, it is going to be a place, you are going to operate from a place of truth, right? You will use your words not to hurt, not to harm, but to help yourself and help others through situations. And so the best way to tap into your own strength is by being truthful. One, with self, about what you're needing, what you're feeling, what you're thinking. And as soon as you can be honest with yourself, then you can start to communicate that to others, right? And so that's that thing of being a martyr. A martyr is when we just carry it all, right? And we just give and give and give and give and give, and it's really no balance. But now stepping in to listen, like, I can't live that way anymore. There are things I need. There are things that I'm not willing to go without. There are requirements that I have for the people, places, and things that I engage with in this life. And the only way I'm going to progress and move forward and to have fruitful relationships and connections is if I tell people the truth about what I'm thinking, feeling, and needing. And beneath this card, we have strength. And so, the card talked about in a kind and confident tone. The strength card is like half lamb, half lion. Different forms of strength. Most times when we think of being strong, we think of brute force, we think of fierce and ferocious. But the lamb, through its own gentleness, has the ability to achieve the same goal as the lion does, right? And so this is a card that says you're stronger than you know. And even in your most gentle form, you have power. And so speaking up, asserting yourself, it doesn't have to be aggressive. It doesn't have to be abrasive. It doesn't have to be a fight, right? No, you are just honoring you. And you don't have to be mad about it. And people don't have to be mad about it. But let me tell you, sometimes people, places, and things get used to you giving and overgiving. And so when you learn to step into your power and to assert yourself, and when you really learn to walk in your strength, any person, place, or thing that is not able to accommodate that most likely is not able to go forward. So literally beneath the strength card, what do we have? Death. I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. So what is this death representing? Well, patterns of behavior that don't elevate us, right? So self-deprecation, being a martyr, carrying the burdens of others and our own, all of that is ending. And anybody that benefited from you overgiving most likely is not going to feel comfortable when you step into this new version of self, right? And so anything that ends must leave because something new is coming in to replace it. That's that balance. That's that give and take, right? When something leaves our life, it's because it is making space and room for what's to come. And it is you that is responsible for these endings because you are living and speaking your authentic truth, right? So as things end, as you experience these death-like moments, realize that it's really for your gain. Card number 3 talks about where we're heading. It says, embrace your imperfections. Release the idea that you must be without flaws. Humans are imperfect, messy, and also miraculous. Simply aim to be the best person possible. And so we all have cracks and imperfections, right? But that's what makes us uniquely us. And so this is saying don't be too hard on yourself and realize that everything about you that you would consider a flaw is really just a part of your character. It's a part of your design. On this card there are 5 butterflies, and they're all butterflies, but they all look different, right? And so this is saying we're all humans, but we are without our flaws, without the imperfections. We wouldn't be uniquely and genuinely us, right? And so we need, all of us, for good or for bad, we need every aspect of who we are. And to take away one thing really changes the chemistry of what you bring and carry into this world. And so accept yourself. And if you ever felt the need to be perfect or to be better, that really comes from, possible abandonment or rejection, at other points or earlier phases in life where people almost exploited your flaws or what they deemed to be flaws. And so sometimes we have to shed the opinions and the beliefs and the perceptions that others imposed on us about who we were. And so as soon as we can make peace with all aspects of ourselves, it's like, I rock with me no matter what, right? On any day of the week, I'd rather be me. And so this is you wanting to be the best person possible, and this is you accepting every aspect of yourself in order to do that. So beneath embrace your imperfections, we have the 7 of Wands. So remember, this is where we're heading. This is a card of being protected. No, the obstacles are not going to stop. Yes, we're going to have challenges. Yes, we're going to have an audience that is not always comfortable with where we are going and where we are elevating to. But the 7 of Wands is a card of protection, and it's a card of realizing that no matter what your environment is, no matter what surrounds you, there is a place inside you where you can silence the noise, right? 7 is a card of introspection, intuition. It's the number of the mystic. And so this is calling you to really look differently about you, feel differently about you, silence the outside noise. And when you're really deep digging into your authenticity, it is through the voices within you that helps you find this peace, this protection, this solace. It's you. So what gets you through the obstacles? It is you. It is understanding who you are, the value that you have. This is the ability to go within and to find the answers that you need. And this is saying, listen, in order to be the best person possible, what energy do I need to walk in? Beneath the 7 of Wands, we have gratitude. It says, I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. Listen, for good or for bad, everything that we have done or that has done to us is a part of our unique identity. It's a part of what makes us us. And in order to authentically speak our truth, we have to pay attention to everything that we've been through. But guess what? We have to be grateful for it. We have to be grateful, and that's for the good and the bad. And that's kind of like, that's an elevated way of thinking, right? But that's what this 7 of Wands is. There's somebody who is literally in a bubble, who is protected. And what protects them? It is the peace and it is the understanding that is seated within them. This is being thankful for this life, and even the setbacks are opportunities. Of course, we always see the advancements and the promotions as gains, but even in a setback, even in a loss, that is a lesson for you to gain. That is something for you to learn, right? And so that's where you're going. You're going to a place where you're really going to become the best person possible. And it takes a level of strength for you to invest and to commit to self, right? There are aspects of you that must be done and over with. There are patterns of behavior that cannot move forward. There are people, places, and things where now their time has expired. And you have to be okay with that, but you also have to look back and just say, thank you. Thank you for what was, and thank you for what will be, right? Card number 4 talks about what we expect. We have tap into your spiritual power. Reach out to a power greater than yourself to help solve a dilemma. Stay open to its guidance in your life. And so, whatever the situation is right now, again, the 7 of Wands understands that it is within that I find my peace, I find my solace, I find my answers. This is where I gain understanding. And so, 4s, you are expecting to get through something or to overcome a dilemma with only you. And so whatever you're facing right now, it's amazing. You're going to see the card at the bottom of the deck, but it says you can handle this, and so this is you realizing that there's no problem that you will ever face that you are not prepared for, right? And this is you understanding that I overcome the outside world by listening to my inside world. Right? And so this is you silencing yourself and staying open to the guidance that you have and that comes to you through your intuition and through your ability to stop, listen, seek, ask, and find. Now, beneath tap into your spiritual power is the Emperor, and this is literally the number 4. So this is you. This is literally you. So what are you expecting? You are expecting to be an emperor, a leader, somebody who has authority, who is sovereign, who operates in their own will, but from a place of power and strength, right? It's not about dominating, but it's about having the ability to delegate. Even just to yourself, right? We're not even really talking about others, but this is about you. This is the frickin' Emperor. This is the combination of every king in the deck, right? And so this is what you are expecting of yourself. You are ready to be the main player in your story. This Emperor is holding a chess piece, right? This is somebody that is logical, determined. This is somebody that knows when to sit back and to plan, right? This does require organization and discipline in order to be the Emperor, but those are literally the characteristics of the 4, right? And so no surprise, the Emperor is the 4th card. This is, logical, self-disciplined, practical, orderly, persevering, right? Like this is what this is, and this is what you are ready to step into. But it is going to happen because you have tapped into your spiritual power, not because you're forcing something in your outside world. No, you are embracing the world within you. Beneath the Emperor, we have purpose. I know what I'm here to do. You are ready to rule. That's it. This is what you're expecting. You're expecting to walk in your purpose. You're expecting that once you gain understanding of what you are here to do and who you are here to serve and who you are here to lead, once you understand that, you are ready to walk in that unapologetically. But it seems that you know that you cannot be this Emperor unless you acknowledge the spirit that dwells within, right? And so when you acknowledge what's within, the reflection of your outside world will shift and change. Instead of things dominating and controlling you, you will be on the top. You will have the pieces. You will make the rules. You will govern what happens and when. This is where you are stepping into 4. So card number 5 talks about what am I supposed to learn. So in order to understand your power, you almost have to be powerless to see and to feel that this isn't right. I'm not using my strength. I'm not elevating above the nonsense. I'm better than this. I'm bigger than this. I'm tolerating situations, people, places, and things that really don't even reflect my value, my worth. They're not giving to me. They're taking from me. Enough is enough. It's time to change. And I cannot change my outer unless I change my inner, right? And so all this was necessary. Why? Card number 5 says, forgive yourself. Don't become a hostage to the past by berating yourself for your choices. Make amends, forgive your own shortcomings, and keep moving forward to a beautiful future. And so we go from the 5 of Pentacles to the Emperor, right? And when you are in this power of the Emperor, and when you are walking in your purpose and you see the power that you possess, you can almost get really pissed off at the old version of yourself. Like, what were you doing? You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, but you needed that version of self. You couldn't have become this Emperor unless you were acting like a page, right? Like there are levels to this, and you have to go through the levels. And so when you look back at the old versions of self, the message is to forgive yourself, right? Forgive yourself. Make amends, right? We're talking about embracing our imperfections. So all the flaws, all the imperfections that you so easily find in your past, say thankful. Offer them gratitude. You needed those aspects and moments of you in order to walk into this power as the Emperor, right? You played a role in your own story, so be grateful for that role because it taught you something. Okay? Beneath forgive yourself, which is what you're supposed to learn to do for operating outside of your power, forgive yourself. Beneath that card, you have the 8 of Pentacles. So this talks about focused energy, hard work, dedication, commitment. This is about making a plan and like putting in the work to the point where you have something to show for all the effort you have just put into something. And so it will take work to forgive yourself, right? But you have to realize that all of this is necessary. All of this is necessary. All of this is moving you to the future that you want, right? And so now that you're in this point, now that you're in this place of like, all right, I'm in my power. Where I was in the past was truly not a reflection of my greatest self, but that's where I'm going. I forgive myself. I'm ready to put the work in. I'm ready to embrace what's to come. Like, I'm unafraid to jump in, to live my purpose, to walk my purpose. Like, I'm ready to make a plan and get after it. Beneath the 8 of Pentacles, we have empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. So when we look back at our past and we are unable to forgive, it really reflects a lack of maturity, right? We were so fixated on a certain outcome happening. And when that outcome didn't happen, we can't forgive ourselves for failing. We can't forgive others for pushing us to a place of failure. But this story is so much bigger than the small moments. And so what are you supposed to learn? You're supposed to learn to forgive yourself. You're supposed to know that it does take work, that this is not, a one and done type thing. The 8 of Pentacles is, hard work and consistency and dedication. So this is not overnight success. This is a journey. This is something that you have to be committed to for the long haul. And you will see the benefits. You will see the rewards, but not without the energy put into it. And so empathy is listening. All of this taught me to be open to seeing others and self, right? We are all mirrors. We are all reflections of others. And sometimes you have to be the lowest form of yourself in order to really understand your highest high. Both are necessary. And so empathy now, because you operated in a self-deprecating type of way, when you cross paths with people, you have a story to teach, you have a lesson to teach, because you remember when you walked outside of your power. I mean, now you're in it, and now you're finding your purpose. Now you're committed, but you remember what life was like before you got here. And so Why did you have to go through that? Because if you can forgive yourself, then you can help others forgive themselves. None of us are here for ourselves. We are all here to teach something. And every experience we go through is the lesson. And that lesson promotes you to a teacher. When you overcome the lesson, now you have something to teach. Now you have something to show. And it doesn't always mean you have to talk about it and tell people about it. But the Seven of Wands means that you have an audience. People are watching you. You've achieved something. You've elevated. You've overcome something. People are watching. So you don't even always have to say what you overcame or how you grew past something or where you're going or what you're focused on. People will know, right? Just the way you walk and live your life is a teachable moment, right? It's a teachable moment. So let's look at each card on the bottom of the deck. So at the very top to the far right, we have you can handle this. There is a wise saying, you are never given more than you can handle. Tune into your heart to reconnect with your strength. And so when we are in these I don't know what word I was about to say. When we are in these dilemmas, these obstacles, these challenges, they are designed for us. They are literally tailor-made for us. And they are a combination of everything we've been through. And so every time you get to a situation that seems to be a roadblock, remember, all the experiences that came before this one have prepared you for this, even if it doesn't feel like it. But the only way that you can move past it, one, being honest with yourself, embracing that sometimes we are not our best asset. Sometimes we actually are our own roadblock. But we can always get through these challenges by tapping into the world within us. We came to this earth with all the tools, right? We have them all. But sometimes you have to silence the things in your environment to really hear. Second card at the bottom to the far right, we have the Seven of Swords. That was at the bottom of our tarot deck. This is a card of strategy. For good or bad, it is a card of strategy. And so when you are in situations and you are not sure if you can make it through, realize that if you're living it, it's because you can overcome it. The Seven of Swords talks about sometimes possibly moving in silence, sometimes waiting for the perfect time to act. Right? Now this could be for good or for evil. Sometimes this could be an energy surrounding you. But even if there are energies that you can't see, you can't sense, even if something in your environment is really not working for your favor, in your favor, you can handle this. You are prepared for all sneaky shadiness. Like you can get through it. You have what you need. Right? You can handle this. Even if you don't know how, you actually can. The fact that it's here means you can. Beneath the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the last deck to the far right, we have Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Everybody is here to learn a lesson. Nobody owes anybody anything. We are all here living our story to advance our soul. Now, people, places, and things are all playing a part in our story. We need people, places, and things to show up in whatever way they are divinely designed because they are advancing us. They are elevating us. Sometimes it feels like they're pulling us down. Sometimes it feels like they're pushing us up. But those are both two sides of the same coin. All of those energies are necessary for our growth. And that's where that gratitude comes in. I'm grateful for this life in all its moments. No matter what they felt like, they were necessary for my elevation. Right? All right, fours. So this was kind of a progress report. And so you literally progress from the Five of Pentacles. And that's a lack energy. It could be a mentality. It could literally be lacking finances. But nonetheless, your tank's on E. And you finish at the Eight of Pentacles after stepping into your strength, after embracing all aspects of you, after dominating your outside world by living truthfully and authentically from your inner world and realizing that you have a whole team beyond the veil that's here to support you, right? So when you are on your path, you are the emperor. You are the emperor. And anything that had to change or had to die it wasn't a part of your path, but it was a part of grooming you for your path. So let's be grateful for it. And so when you look at your past, when you look at who you were, when you look at other people, places, and things, it is not through judgment. No, the perspective is elevated, and you're like, oh, we all came to this earth because we got a job to do, you know? And sometimes the roles we play in each other's lives aren't the best, but they're always pushing us to our best. So this is literally about you stepping into you, right? And only using you in a way that is going to elevate you, right? This is realizing your value and creating a life and an environment that reflects who you are in totality. But you can't get there unless you are honest with yourself, unless you embrace your own authenticity, and you got to be willing to share it with the people, places, and things that are connected to you in this life. So this is kind of like your progress report to see where you are. I hope that this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for stopping by. Take care.